Okay, welcome the world of YouTube and welcome to another how-to video. My name's Tech, CTO at DVS. Today we're going to take a look at the Hikvision Queue Count and Dwell Time IP camera. Great for retail environment where you can set a threshold if there's like 5 or more people at the queue. It sends an alert. You can open more checkouts or, you know, whatever you need to do. Same with if your customer service KPI is we don't want anyone waiting for more than 90 seconds at a till. Again, that till line dwell time will give you that data and enable you to further your customer service experience. So I'm here on my own as normal. It's just gone 6:30 in the morning, and if anyone wants to tell Jake, I'm Jake, the best marketing person in the world. Look at the state of his desk. That's where the creativity happens. So Jake doesn't normally come in till about 10 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to walk through to the demo room. At least the summer's on the way. Starting to get a little bit warmer. There's the training room, all ready for another training session today. So we're going to go into here. So what we're going to show you is this camera here. Dun dun dun. This camera is the actual dwell time analysis camera. So ideally it would be fitted up there on a ceiling above a till line looking down, but for purposes of testing it will work there. I'm going to go and set that up now. What we'll show you quickly, just bear with me. Okay, so there is said camera, said queue detection camera, so our analysis area will be there. I'm going to go and hook you up to a web browser. I'll show you the setup and the notifications and how they work, and then we'll come back, and then when Jake and Mike come in, I'll get them to come and stand in a queue with me. We can endlessly wait for something. See you in 2 ticks. Okay, welcome back. So we're now web browsed into the camera directly. So if we take a look and we go into configuration, so there's a live view, go into configuration, you'll see there's the model number there, so it's an internal 7-line camera. And then if you take a look at, that's the latest firmware as of today, so obviously check when you review this, make sure it still is the latest one. Under maintenance, we've set everything we need there. Yep, that's fine. Yep, yeah, that's fine. So go back to this. So this L is the queue line camera. The L/L means the queue length detection camera. So if we go down to video and audio, it's only a 2 megapixel image. We've already set that. H6S fine. Under queue management, so there's 2 types of settings in here. You've got the regional people queuing up and the wait time detection. So you can actually draw 3 regions. So if you're positioned above a till and you've got 2 tills or even 3 that you can capture 3 tills, you can draw a region per till and each one counts individually of the other, so you can get 3 tills worth of data, or it could be 3 pods worth, it could be 3 areas. However you want to break that up, you will be able to do that. So we've just drawn one big area there. You can see then we've called it DVS as a region, but you've got 3 regions available to you, and you could actually add another region. Region 2, and then add another one. Region 3. So no more, so up to 3 regions. So I'm going to delete region 2, I'm going to delete region 3, and you can actually change the colors. So each region has its own color scheme, so it makes it nice and easy to identify that. So we'll just save that. We'll keep ours as yellow. So we've enabled both types of detection, so regional people queue up, wait time detection, and the real-time data upload. So we've drawn our area, we've given it a name, and we've set the alarm interval. So in the set interval, trigger 1 notification for repeated alarms. So the alarm will only trigger every 300 seconds. You can change that depending on your application site condition. You can change the value in that. If you need it higher or lower, you can actually do that. That's no problem. So we've enabled the regional people queuing up setting. So we've enabled the OSD. That's the OSD text there. If I disable that, that OSD text goes. So if you don't want anyone to see on the OSD the count value, you want it actually hidden for some reason, just disable the OSD. the alarm threshold is 5 people. So only after 5 people are counted within this region will it trigger an alarm. So we're going to put 1 in there because there's only 1 of me in there. We'll just do it with me, and then we'll get Jake and Mike to come in and show you. So we'll change that to, actually, we'll change it to 0, because after it's to the trigger alarm when it exceeds that. There's only 1 of me. I can't make more than 1 of me, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this job. So waiting time detection. So the alarm threshold is 5 seconds, and the threshold is trigger alarm when it exceeds the set alarm threshold. So we've set it to 5 seconds. So now, in theory, when there's more than 1 person or 0 people in this region, and they're in there for more than 5 seconds, so we're using both the wait time and the number of people in the region. And you can adjust these settings to be specific to your application and installation type. So arming schedule is 24/7, and linkage method, we're sending an email. So when either of these alarms meet that threshold, you'll get an email notification, a push to the software, so 4200 or Hike Central, and then upload to the FTP memory card. And then obviously if you've got an SD card, you can trigger the recording. So we're going to save that. And what we're going to do now is go and trigger said alarm. So what you'll see now is if I go into local, enable rules and pause, yes. What you should see now, if I put this in live view, because I've enabled the area and the pause, wait for this to catch up. So here's the area, there's the OST. When you go in there, you should see that count go up to 1, and you should see that if the box tracks me around, then it has a counter in there, which starts to follow me through this region box, and it'll also put the count timer on my head, which is how you can tell how an individual has been in an area, because it works for loitering as well, dwell time. So I'll go and do that now, so bear with me and you'll see me do that. Okay, so you get the idea. I guess you saw the count. Well, I definitely saw the count, so I pointed at it. What you'll also notice, when I put my finger up to there, counted, it went up to 2 briefly, because obviously I filled the screen with a big fat finger. That's absolutely fine. That wouldn't happen in a normal installation scenario. So what we'll just check now is, okay, we need to, I'll go and sort my emails out now. They're still downloading. We would have had an email notification, but we'll come back to that when we got more people to do it. What you've also got in here is the application. So if you go into application, you can use this camera standalone. It doesn't have to be part of a Hikvision system, because if you go into application, what you've actually got there in the web browser is how to get the reporting information out. So you've got the regional comparison or multi-level comparison. So you've got the queuing up time analysis and the queue status. So you can select the region, select the shorter, equal to, longer than, daily, weekly, monthly, do the counting, and it'll show you then the statistics for that region, or the multi-level comparison, and you can compare multiple regions, but we've only got one region set up. Then you can do the queue status, region 1, fewer than 5 people, weekly report, counting, and that gives you that data as well. So you can do it directly and then export it from the web browser, or you can actually use Hike Central as a BI report module in Hike Central, which I'll quickly go on to shortly. But hopefully you found that really useful. Like I said, there is the information is readily available from the web browser, and we've done some tweaking on that from feedback from customers. So it can be used on its own, or you can use it as part of a Hikvision system, which you would naturally do, because it becomes a really valuable tool as well as a security tool. So I'm going to go and trigger the email. We'll show you that, then we'll move on to Hike Central. So we'll see you in 2 ticks. Okay, so I've managed to go and trigger the email, and they've all downloaded now. So what you'll see now is I'll have an automated email. It'll say the event type is waiting time detection, so it's exceeded the 5-second threshold. You get an email with images in there, and that's me just on my phone waiting, loitering with intent. So that's one. The next one is waiting time detection. Again, because I put the trigger time down to 10 seconds just to get a few to come through. The next one, waiting time detection, so we'll get rid of that. The next one is regional people counting. So what you'll see there is I put the threshold down to 1. What you'll see there is it says count as 2. What I did is went and jumped and threw my arms in the air to get it to go up to 2 briefly, which it did to trigger that. So you'll get the 2 different event types being automatically emailed through to an email address. You get a still so you can action that or keep it for your records, whatever you want to do. It's worth bearing in mind that obviously, like I said, that's not the ideal view for the camera. We're looking across the field of view there, so it's easy. If that was a queue, anyone behind me would probably still be counted as one person. You need that to be fitted higher up, looking down, so you can clearly see the individuals in a queue or in an area. When you start putting it that way, a row of 3 people across there would mask everyone behind it effectively, so you're going to become very inaccurate. It is too low down, but for testing purposes and to show you is absolutely fine. Just keep that in mind. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We'll go now and show you quickly Hike Central. Okay, we're going to take a very quick look at the Hike Central. I've logged into my control client. I've already got the business intelligence analysis report module enabled, so I can actually see that it says people analysis. Click on that. You've got 2 options, people counting and queue analysis. We're interested in the queue detection camera, so we'll select that option. From the left hand side we can add the cameras relevant to this, so we've already added it. So under queue management there, we've selected that camera. It's there already in, so we'll close that. We can select the report type, so daily, weekly, monthly or annually. So if we click weekly, we can set a start and to date, and then you've got waiting time and queue length. Click generate report. We've got to select the resource. And that's the region we set up. So if we had 3 regions, we'd have our 3 regions supported there. You can adjust these parameters as you need. So waiting time and queue length, generate report, and it gives you that data there. And you can actually hide or add it in as you need. So that'll give you for the dates applicable. We're on Tuesday, so that was the 2 dates there. Not very busy the last 2 days. And then you've got things like number of people instead. So again, you can show for the days, number of people, Tuesday, not too much. Go back to waiting timeout. Then you've got this type of report, so it's overlaying different types of reports. So waiting timeout, total number of people, waiting time, and you can start excluding these to build up the type of report you want, and you just click to add them back in. So the report is very versatile. You can obviously export the report. Going back to this, then you can obviously change the parameters there. You can also do queue length by number of people. Click generate report. Again, it generates a report. If we put that down to 0, generate report, so it still does the same thing. And then you've got queue length. So you can actually build this up however you want. Everyone's going to have a different idea of how they want it. When you hover over it, it gives you the data for that. Everyone's going to have a different idea how they want that report. It's fully customizable, fully exportable, and it should give you exactly the data you want. And this is ever changing, so if you've got a different way you want it presented, just let us know and we'll work with you to try and get that data presented. So for now, until the guys come in, that's all I want to show you, and we shall see you in 2 minutes. Okay, welcome back to the video. So I'm going to go up there with the 2 marking boys, so we go back down to 0. Hello, hi, give me the boys. And we're all going to walk out together. Follow me. And it should count us as 3 in the box. Act natural, yeah, so 3 stop. So you can see all the way to the camera. My name's Jake. This is Mike. So you don't really see Mike, he's the brains behind the outfit. So we thought we'd bring him out and
bring out the big guns. Like, so now it's counting 3 of us. So if you two walk out there and hide, I'm just going to quickly draw 2 lines so you can see you're all being counted individually. So I'll just go and draw 2 new boxes. Fingers on lips in the corner. Okay, now we set up 2 regions. So what I'm going to do is stand in my box here, and then I'm going to get Jake and Mike to go and stand out in their region. You can walk out now, boys, side by side. They like hiding behind boxes. So you can see there the 2 regions. One shows me in one, and 2 are the boys up there. So it is quite accurate. And you can set up different parameters for each box and say 3 regions. You can come down here now, and you can say hello to everyone.
This is the weird bit.
No, it's not weird.
When it gets weird, because we're in the background going, oh yeah.
No, it's not. Hello, everyone.
Oh, you're not even screen
Hi,
capturing.
guys.
Are you screen capturing as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right, can we?
I just want to say thanks, guys, for all the support that you give us, all the likes, comments, shares, notifications, and subscribes. As per normal, keep doing your thing, and we'll see you next week for next week's how-to video. This is Ditech signing out.